Hi guys, it's Stephanie. It's Friday, February 4th. Okay, so this week, this is my last day of the week. Saturdays is my first day of the week because I work from Saturday to Friday. That's my full week. That's a 7 day full week for me. So, as I said a couple of days ago, or a couple of videos ago, that this week I was being scheduled a long scheduled work week, which was 6 days straight. Tomorrow is my 6th day. However, my week ended today. So tomorrow is the beginning. Now my next schedule, they have me off this Sunday, and then I work 4 days, and then I have 3 days off, which would be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I cannot wait for that because my first day off, I'll be sleeping in to about 9 a.m. So before I continue, I want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, as I usually do, and to those people just visiting my channel to check out new content or to find videos that may resonate with them. If you're those people, and if you find something that resonates with you, please consider subscribing to my channel. And when you do, hit that top bell so you can get future notifications of all my uploads. Today's conversation is going to be about real estate investment, something I'm thinking about. See you guys soon. Okay, so before I continue, I want to say thank you for all those subscribers or visitors that checked out my last video on possible roommate. That was just speculation. I'm not really seriously looking into getting a roommate. Why? Because to me, the cons outweigh the pros. And the reason I say that is because I'm very big on privacy. I am very, very, very big on privacy. I never used to be this way, but after my transition, I've become a more private person. That could be the reason why I don't have a lot of friends. I pick my friends very, very carefully. And me being a highly sensitive person makes me be more pickier when I'm getting close to people. I'm paying a close attention to everything. And I'm also using past experiences to make my future decisions on who I associate with. So, because of all these things, I've decided that I'm probably never going to have a roommate. The only people I would consider have a roommate are people who I know very, very well, who have been in my life at some point in form or capacity. Well, if it's an ex-girlfriend or ex-boyfriend that I know very well, then I probably would. But all in all, I'm not looking for a roommate. Even if I wanted to make extra income every month, then I still wouldn't. I would rather go out and get a part-time job and work maybe 3 days a week and still maintain my privacy and where I live. So, on to our subject. Okay, so for the past, I would say 2 years, I have been thinking about purchasing a small parcel of land and holding on to it for a few years until I can decide what to do with it. It can be a long-term investment, or it could be a piece of land where I can build my own small little home. At one time in my life, I had plans on building my dream home on it. And that was at a time where I was making a lot more money, but I'm not making a lot more money, okay? I've made some pretty good money when I sacrifice working additional jobs, yes. I'm not willing to work 70 hours a week anymore or 75 hours a week. It was too much. I didn't feel like I had a life. And I'm not any richer today because of all those years that I worked long hours, 40 hours, almost like 2 full-time jobs combined almost. It was ridiculous. These days, if I want to make a little bit of extra money, I'll probably do 3 days a week and have more time for myself. If I do decide to work a small part-time job, it's because of small little short-term goals I have, then I would do it. So anyways, the thought about me purchasing a small little affordable piece of land would still be in Florida. Since I've decided not to move up north to be closer to my family because of personal reasons, and now that's out of the way, I can live anywhere in Florida that I want to live. And where I live now, it's not very expensive. I'm not 100% crazy about where I live right now, the area, but I do like living in Florida. I'd rather put up with the humidity and the heat, but have the ocean all around me, than move up north and freeze my tail off and only have summers or sometimes barely summers to enjoy. My plan on acquiring a small piece of land would be as follows. I would free up some of the money I have in this home by selling it and then using the proceeds from that sales, a portion of it, to buy like maybe a 1/4 of an acre of land. It's not a lot of land. And depending where the land is and the cost, that's how I would move forward with my decision on how much to spend on it and location. Because the more desirable places, I can be very frank and say, hey, that's just too much money. I can't afford $50,000 for a piece of land. That's a lot of money on a small lot. And usually $50,000 for a 1/4 acre in Florida, depending where it is. If you're near a canal, it can easily be $50,000. Also, land development and public access to utilities, water, all that stuff. I don't want to buy a piece of land where I have to have septic. Septic is not very desirable, and in the long run can cost a lot of money. So I'm willing to give up the water views for a nice area that'll give me some privacy, but not too far from a city, either a small city or a large city. I don't want to be like in the woods. I don't want to be like out in the boonies. I want to be close to society, but not mixed in with society. I'm looking at maybe just south of Venice. From what I'm seeing, about a 1/4 of an acre between $10,000 and $15,000 cash. My plan was, is in one day, I'm not sure when, but I've been thinking a lot about it, is possibly selling this home, getting the most I can out of it, and using a portion of that money to pay for my land cash. Like that, I don't have to finance it or create monthly payments on top of my rent, because if I do sell this place, I would have to rent. And when I decide to rent, I realized that my minimum rent could be as much as $1,200 for a one-bedroom, okay, which would be short-term rental. Okay, I can do that for short-term, but I can't pay $1,200 a month for long-term, because $1,200 a month is a mortgage. So my plan would be to just sell this and take the money I needed for the land to pay cash and own outright, and then just have the land there, and pay taxes on it every year. As long as I don't have no building or structure on this land, then my taxes are probably around $75, between $75 and $150 a year for taxes. And that's all I would pay. Once I start building my project or a little home on it, and then the taxes, of course, would increase. I have sat down with builders a few years ago, so I have an idea pretty much what it would cost to build a home on a small fresh land. There's a lot that goes into developing the land for residential purposes. There's a lot involved in that. Certain city taxes you have to pay, and there was a term that they used that there's a charge. It's about maybe I think it's like $4,000 extra. But I think what I would do is I would buy the land if it's a wooded area, for example. I would have all of it cleared up, wherever my property lines are, I would have those cleared, and keep it like that. And then my next project would be to bring in the water and utilities. That's what my plan would be. The type of structure I would build on there is because I am so interested in building a home base, okay? If I'm building a home base on my land, that means that it's not going to be my only place where I live. Because I'm so interested in buying like an RV or living out of a van or a conversion van. I'm attracted to the idea of buying like maybe a Class B RV or a big utility vehicle of some sort, or maybe a mini bus of some sort, and converting it over into an RV, or buy a decent RV that's in great shape, and living from that van and traveling the country. But I don't want that to be a permanent thing. When I'm tired of traveling or living off my van, I simply drive back to my home base. My home base would be where the land is that I bought, with a small little tiny home on it. Maybe a home with like a 2-car garage with a home on top of it, like a studio apartment on top of the 2-car garage. You know, maybe a 1-bedroom and a living room, a small little kitchenette, a bathroom, and a laundry room. That's it. Very, very simple. And if I did have to finance for that, I could use my land as collateral, along with the cash from the proceeds from this as also a deposit to get the building going. So this is something that I would do when I'm approaching retirement. So I'm 56 years old. So about 12 years, I would buy it now, and then within 12 years, I would start my project. So when I'm retiring, by then I'd have my van, and I'd have my little home base already built. A small fenced-in yard, a 2-car garage with a loft on top of that. It would be my little retreat. So when I'm done traveling for the month or half a year, I would drive back to my home base, and I would just live my life out that way. I think it's very affordable living on a small little home like that and having my little van there and a car. I think my retirement fund with my Social Security fund, I can swing it, you know. I'm not loaded with money, okay? I don't have a tree in the back of my house that's got dollar bills hanging on it. I don't, okay? Today, in today's world, in today's reality, I see a lot of older people working, okay? A lot of older people working. For example, you go to my job, there are retirees working at least 3 days a week there, okay? And if you ask them, why are you working? Shouldn't you be retired out playing golf? Some of them will say, yeah, I could be doing that, but I like to stay busy. Others will say, I can't afford it. I have to work an extra part-time job to make ends meet. Or my wife passed away, and all I have is my Social Security. That's what they say. Realistically, I can retire in 12 years, okay? I'll be 67 years old. I'll collect my full Social Security, and I have a couple of 401ks, and I have an IRA. I should be fine. But I wouldn't be opposed to working a couple of days a week extra just to put fuel in my car or pay something like my insurance for my car so I can have extra money to enjoy and travel. Sure. I have never been so realistic in my life, and I've never been so serious, okay? And I enjoy sitting at home like this in my studio and making video. This is like a hobby for me. I enjoy this. So that's what's been cooking in my brains. And I don't see nothing wrong with selling this and taking some of the proceeds to purchase a little piece of land. What are my costs going to be? Maybe get a real estate attorney to make sure that all the paperwork are legal and that there's no crookedness happening here. Finding out the cost to develop the land. 1/4 of an acre is not much, but it's all I need, okay? And at the end of this video, what I'm going to do is I want to attach a photo of what I like to build. I think it's doable. It's nothing fancy. It's just 2-car garage with a loft on the 2nd floor with dormers. That's it. Very, very simple on a small little lot, small little manageable yard, and that's it. That's it. I just want to travel. I'm 56 years old. I haven't done much traveling. The only time I traveled when I went to boot camp. I went on a couple of cruises, but that's not enough. I want to see the world, okay? If I can live off my van, okay, and I have my retirement income coming in every single month, and I don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to go to some job, heck yeah, I want to see the world. I like to drive from Florida to the Grand Canyons, go see the Redwoods in California, go see Alcatraz. People come back, they went to San Francisco and they went to go see Alcatraz. I want to go see do you know how many movies they made in Alcatraz? Have you guys ever watched Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood? Or some of the movies they made with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage and all these other actors, that would be really interesting. History, I like to travel the entire United States and then concentrate on Europe, okay? If I can live cheaply in a land I own, with a small little home I own, and my little RV or converted van to travel the country, heck, that's my goal, that's my dream. It's not far-fetched, you know? So I'm looking at some land prices, I'm looking at locations. I think the next thing I'm going to do is start looking at what the rentals are going for right now. Because if I stay here for another 12 years, soon enough, the cost of living here would be going up. Okay? The prices here increase about $40 a year. Okay? I was paying $530 a month here. Now it's up to $560. So every year, exponentially, it's going to keep increasing. And then within 12 years, it's surely going to be over $1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. And you're probably saying, well, the rental will be up too. Yes, so be it. But to get the money out of this that I need, instead of dipping into my savings or my retirement, I can sell this little place, take some money out of it, rent an apartment for a few years, and work a part-time job for 3 days a week to make up for the loss, and then look for a builder and build my little house on there, and buy my little van. You know, I don't see myself getting married again. I don't. I've been married twice. I'm a single woman, and before I leave this earth, this world, I want to see the country. I've never seen it, except from the window seat on an airplane. Yeah, I think there's a lot of content there to be told and to be viewed. Okay, it's just life. So that's my idea. Okay, my idea is to sell this place one day, maybe within a year or two, and then look into renting something small and affordable, and decreasing some of the stuff I have in this home, because I have a lot of stuff here. Okay, this is a 4-bedroom home. I got this room, I got that room, I got 2 other bedrooms here, I got 2 full baths, I got a dining room and a living room and a kitchen, and I live here by myself. Okay, if I could start downsizing early, and then when I buy my land and put a small little home on it, it won't be a big deal, because when I move into an apartment, I'm going to sell off all this stuff and keep simplifying my life. You know, I'm very, very intrigued and attracted and impressed by people who are living off their vans. A lot of them have home bases, okay? Don't let their videos fool you, okay? They may say they live in those full-time. Some of them may be, but most of them are not. They have a home base to go to at the end of a few months, where they could recharge and rest and hit the road again, you know, and then creating more content for their channels. It's very impressed. I like the life of a minimalist, but I don't want to live in the boonies. I don't want to cook on the ground with a bunch of stones. No, I want some creatures of comfort. And at the end of it all, I want to have my regular home base to go to. That's all I want. What do you guys want to do? How do you see your retirement being as? You have aspirations to travel? Do you want to be cooped up in the house all the time? I like the idea of not knowing what's going to happen tomorrow. Take, for example, these videos I make. I never know what I'm going to talk to until tomorrow gets here. As about an hour ago, I didn't know what the discussion was going to be. It's like my opening of every video. It's everything I talk about, everything I do is unscripted. okay? Everything's unscripted. I write the scripts as I go. It's the same way I like living my life. If I knew every day how my life was going to be, gosh, it'd be a very boring life, you know? The only thing I know about every day is I have to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to work. That I know, okay? I don't know nothing else. I hope you guys can relate to my video and relate to what I'm talking about. I think everybody on this planet was here for a reason. They have a dream that they want to follow. If you're in a marriage or in a relationship, then you and your spouse, either you or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, your husband or your wife, you have plans. Maybe it's to retire and play golf, do an 18-hole a week or every day. I don't know, okay? My life is still yet to be discovered. And those are my ideas and my plans. I hope you guys can relate to this. If you can relate to it, leave me a comment, please. I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.
Those are my words.